Subscribe to Get Curried and click on the bell icon for more updates.
In my personal opinion, Mumbai as a city has a deep emotional connect with something called Vada Pav. It's literally the food lifeline of the city. On that note, today, let's of course make Vada Pav, and I personally dedicate this recipe to Mumbai Indians. Let's begin. For the Batata Vada or the Vada Pav, of course, it's actually the same thing. It's the Batata Vada that's actually stuffed into a pav, which is a local indigenous bread from Mumbai. To begin with, the masala spice, I'm going to pound a few cloves of garlic. While crushing the garlic, we also need to crush fresh green chilies along with this. And this, trust me, adds into the flavor profile of this wonderful Batata Vada. Once the garlic and chilies are crushed and ready, the next step is to cook the masala. And to begin with, of course, we need to heat oil in a pan. You can use a wok, you can use a kadhai, choice is yours. Only once the oil heats up, we'll add in mustard seeds. Allow these to crackle nicely. I'm following this up with asafoetida or hing, followed by fresh curry leaves. And immediately I'm going to add in the crushed garlic and green chilies. Well, I also know a lot of families in Mumbai that choose to use ginger, but again, that's a personal choice and opinion. I personally prefer it nice and garlicky. Once the garlic just begins to turn golden brown in color, I'll switch off the flame and let's add in turmeric to begin with. This is followed by freshly chopped coriander leaves, salt, and finally potatoes which are boiled. I would personally advise to use crushed potatoes and not chop them because the taste and flavor drastically changes. Mix this well, and with this, your Batata Vada mixture is done and ready. Allow this mixture to cool down completely, and in the interim, let's make the batter for the Batata Vada. I've taken some gram flour. To this, I'm adding in salt. Need to break the lumps as far as possible, and only then add in water little at a time. We need to make a nice and thin batter, and when I say thin, it should be of coating consistency and not at all watery. A nice, smooth and lump-free batter is done and ready. Let's just keep this aside for 2 to 3 minutes, and in that time period, let's start shaping the Batata Vada for the Vada Pav. For this, we need to take lemon-sized balls or bigger as you prefer. Shape these into a round shape and similarly start making the rest. With this, our Batata Vadas are shaped and ready. The next step, of course, is frying these nice, crisp and golden brown. Once the oil gets moderately hot, the next step is to dip these into the gram flour and of course fry these on medium flame till nice, crisp and golden brown in color. Let's transfer these on an absorbent tissue paper, and the next step is actually a surprise for all of you who are fond of the Batata Vada chutney. So let's make that next. Well, while I'm skimming off the fritters that are lying apart from the Batata Vada in the oil, some of you will be surprised and some would be shocked to know that the chutney is actually made from the remaining fritter batter from the vada. All you need to do is drizzle the batter lightly using all your fingers like so in hot oil. Once this fritter gets nice and crisp, let's turn it out on an absorbent tissue paper, and then we would grind this into the chutney of the Batata Vada. For the sukhi chutney or the dry chutney, the first thing that goes in a grinder are some cloves of garlic. To this, I'm adding in red chili powder And finally, the fritters that have now come down to room temperature. Time to add in some salt. And finally, let's grind this into a coarse to medium chutney. With this, our chutney is done and ready, and the next and the most obvious step is to sprinkle a generous portion of this chutney, sandwich the vada in a pav and eat it right away. You know what I personally feel? If Mumbai was a human body, this Vada Pav would definitely be its soul, and this soul would scream, "Ala re!" On that note, do not forget to like and share the video and continue watching Indian Culinary League Season 2.